What's up, everybody? We are going to work with 5.4, dividing rational numbers. Quick video. Let's go back in time. Do you know what the word reciprocal means? It's synonymous with inverse. What they're saying is if you take this fraction and they ask for you to write the reciprocal, they want you to flip it. So they're saying negative 7/11. The reciprocal is negative 11/7. Don't write equals because negative 7/11 does not equal negative 11/7. What if they give you a mixed number and they want the reciprocal? First, convert it to an improper fraction. 8 times 2 plus 3 is 19. Keep the denominator 8. So now that you have a fraction in A over B form, meaning a number over a number, now you can take the reciprocal, and the reciprocal of 19/8, flip it, is 8/19. Okay, they're going to ask for you to divide fractions. I'm sure your 6th grade teacher said something really cute like keep, switch, flip. So we're going to keep the first fraction. We're going to change the sign or switch the sign to multiply. And then we're going to write the reciprocal or the inverse of the second fraction, 54/7. Now you multiply fractions straight across. You don't need common denominators. But what you can do is you can reduce vertically, and you can check to see if you can reduce diagonally. I know my times tables. I know that 18 and 54 have a common factor of 18. So I'm going to reduce, I'm going to see this as 54 over 18. 18 goes into 18 one time, and 18 goes into 54 3 times. Now all that I have to do is multiply straight across. So numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. 2 times 3 is 6. So my numerator, I'm going to get 6. And my denominator, 1 times 7, is 7. So 2/18 divided by 7/54 equals 6/7. Boy, if you think math is hard, try recording it and doing it at the same time. Okay, first things first, I'm dividing. I check the number of negative signs. I see 1 negative sign. Therefore, I know that this answer will be negative. Now I'm going to rewrite the problem without any of the signs. I'm just going to use their absolute values. So I know that you want to skip this step, but I wouldn't. 3/8 divided by, whoops, I just skipped it, 11/5. Okay, now that I rewrote it, now I can keep switch flip. So I have 3/8 times 5/11. I check to see if I can reduce vertically. No, I cannot. Is there anything I could reduce diagonally? Diagonal numbers, do they have a common factor? No. So now I just multiply straight across. I'm doing 3 times 5. And I'm going to do 8 times 11. Remembering that my answer needs to be negative. So I should get negative 3 times 5 is 15. And 8 times 11 is 88. Okay, that was fairly straightforward, but what if you get a fraction divided by a decimal? Well, I'm going to show you this problem 2 different ways. I'm going to let you figure out what you should do, and it's probably, what you should do is probably not what you're thinking or hoping for, but you'll see how much easier it is to change the decimal into a fraction. So I have 1/25 divided by 3.8. We don't really want to say 3.8. We should say that as 3 8/10. And that's how I wrote it. And now I'm going to convert this into an improper fraction. And then I go through the process of your 6th grade teacher, keep, switch, flip. I found something that I could reduce. I can also, look right here. It says 2/38. You know what? Both of those numbers are divisible by 2. So I could go one step further. 2 goes into 2 once, and 2 goes into 38 19 times. And then from there, I just multiply straight across, and I wind up with 1/95. So that's one method. I changed the decimal into a fraction. But some of you are like, I hate fractions. I want to do it using decimals. No, you probably don't want to do that, because this is the mess you wind up with for this problem. And I didn't even finish it. That's not a completed problem. Look at all that work. And a lot of us hate long division. Yours truly hates long division. So if I can avoid it, I typically try to avoid it using the fractions. Okay, that's enough of the board work. Let's get over to a couple problems from the textbook. Here's the 5-4 textbook work. I think I did 5 problems. Feel free to pause. And then I did a bunch of multiplication and division problems, a fraction worksheet. I will scan through it. Feel free to pause when you want. I'll give you the problem and the answer. So if you want to practice with any of those, notice that on number 4, I got an answer, but I still had to reduce it. Always reduce. Here I'm trying to tell you that I've counted the number of negative signs, so I know that my answer, my final answer, should be negative. Here I converted a improper fraction to a mixed number. If you need help with any of these, you can always see me during my office hours. Notice off to the right-hand side, I'm telling you, figure out the sign first. So these appear to be all multiplication problems up until this point. And then we get to the division problems. So again, if you want to practice any of these, you can write down the problem and then try to solve and see if your work winds up like my work. Okay, that's it. Have fun.